So the lights come on. Hello, I'm Roger Bisbee from Skill Builder, and this forms part of our overall impact driver test where we're putting different impact drivers together to compare them. But what I'm doing now is I'm looking in detail at the DeWalt DCF887, which is an 18 volt brushless impact driver. Very, very compact. This is their second generation impact drivers with the brushless motor, and they've managed to shave a little bit off. They've managed to improve that motor so you get even more run time. And the incarnation that we have here, if you like, the way it's been sent to us by DeWalt, is with two 5 amp hour batteries and the charger. But that stacks up to quite a lot of money, I've got to say. And if you already run DeWalt on an 18 volt platform, you can just buy this body only for something over £100, that kind of money. And of course, that's a great way to get into it. So there are always those deals to be done. You can also buy them as twin sets so that you get the drill and the impact driver together. So, you know, you can carve it up however you like, but the important thing is that we just have a look at a few of the details that are on this machine. The first thing that I want to say to you about it is that it's got 3-speed control. So it's got a very high torque. On the highest torque, the hard torque on it, on speed 3 is 205 Newton meters, measured as hard torque, which is very, very impressive, believe me. But a lot of the time you won't need anywhere near that unless you're running nuts onto bolts, that kind of thing, bolting timbers together in a loft conversion, that kind of job. But if you just want to do some precision work, if you want to do something a bit slow, of course you've got the middle setting, which is probably where I'd leave it most of the time. If you're doing something precise, if you're fixing hinges or you're fixing locks onto doors, then put it down into the speed 1, which is the precision setting. Now, the idea of the precision setting is that it gives you a very nice slow screw driving mode, so it's almost not an impact driver at all. And what it does is it will set it so that it stops driving and doesn't drive the screw below the surface. So that's almost like a torque control on it, but a nice refinement. That I really like that idea. Now, the other thing it's got is 3 LED lights on the front, which is quite nice to have that rather than just having one underneath. So you can really, I always used to think that was a gimmick, but you use these impact drivers in so many pokey little places like under kitchen cabinets and so on, that really does come into its own having those. You can see that it takes a little while before it switches off again. No bad thing. If I've got a criticism about this, there's two things. One thing, a lot of people aren't happy with the precision of the bit holder on these machines. They say it's a little bit wobbly, and you can see that it probably is. So in terms of precision driving, you may find that you get a little wobble from it. But let's just have a look at a positive on that, if you like, and that is that it has this great one-handed change. So you don't have to pull the collet back. You put that in and it's fixed straight away. So if you've only got one hand free, you can just pop that in there without having to do this sort of thing, and it's in there. And also, conversely, if you want to take that out, you just push that forward and you can see that it doesn't ping out over the other side of the room. It just releases it so that you can pull it out, take it away. So that's very good. Another little criticism, if you like, is how baggy that battery is in there. Now, I don't like them too tight because sometimes they can be a problem. I've even had to shave a bit off with a bit of sandpaper off another manufacturer's tool before. Let's name names, it was a Makita, just to get the battery to fit nicely. But on this one, you can see that it's quite loose, and that does annoy people slightly because you get that kind of rattle with it. But it doesn't mean the batteries are going to fall off, and it doesn't actually mean that those contacts aren't making contact, because they're very deep, the contacts, so they go quite a way in. So there's never a point where that is arcing and sparking and not allowing you to do that. So sophisticated bit of kit. That's that XR system, so it's lithium-ion, DeWalt's XR, which has been around quite a long time now and proven, tried and tested. So what are we talking about with warranty? We're talking about 3 years warranty with this, and it's got a year's service warranty, which means that for the first year, whatever the problem is, they fix it, they take it in, give it a run through. After that, it's a limited warranty, which doesn't include wear and tear, obviously. But for that first year, you've got that sort of peace of mind guarantee, if you like, with it. The other thing you got with DeWalt, which a lot of people don't talk about, but it's really great. And I can't understand why people don't just go and get DeWalt tools, take them home for 90 days, use them and take them back. Because I'm not saying you should, but you get this 90-day money back guarantee with it. So you can take the thing away, use it, and if you're not happy with it, take it back to the tool store and get a refund. So that's a great thing. That means you can try before you buy. And quite honestly, they would lose a lot of money if people did take them back. But most people, when they try them, they say, do you know what, I really like this. So let's take it out and see what it can do. We're happy with that. So the DeWalt XR Brushless, you can see by the style of this, it's very compact, and you can see that some of the others have copied it. Let's say that because I think that DeWalt were first in with this shape, and now the Makita and the Milwaukee look very, very similar with that flat back end, but it's all about keeping the size down. Now, when you look at this, you can see what my cameraman calls the old analog switch, which is a mechanical switch. Rather than having an electronic button that you sequence through, you just select your speed according to this little switch here. Now, I would worry about that on a drill, because when you're drilling, you're making a lot of dust, and you could think that the dust would start to creep in around that switch. In fact, it definitely would, and it would end up becoming stiff or even jamming. But because an impact driver is not a drill, you won't be drilling into masonry, hopefully, and you shouldn't be creating too much dust with this machine. So we'll assume that that's fine. What I did find is that speed 1 is almost too slow to use. In other words, it really is for putting door furniture on, for other jobs like that. It's almost not an impact driver at that speed, it's just a very nice, very controlled screwdriver. When you go up to speed 3 or speed 2, the power really starts to come through, and I think this is the most powerful of the impact drivers that we're testing. So it's got loads of power. In a way, you've got to feel sorry for any power tool manufacturer, because they were early to market. DeWalt made what I would consider to be a classic machine that, as I said, a lot of the others copied, really. So it's got itself a great reputation, this machine, but now I think it's beginning to show its age, in as much as the fluid drives, all those sophisticated controls, the dedicated tech screw settings, which this hasn't got, have come along and threatening to steal some market share from them. But if you're running 18 volt XR DeWalt, then this is going to be the machine for you. And there's not anything that you can say that is bad about it. It's just that everything's moving on a pace. And again, I suppose you could say that it's been around long enough to have proven reliability, and that is always a good thing. So I hope you found that interesting and useful. Yet another of the impact drivers, and as I say, a brushless machine, which is very nice. We're going to carry on testing impact drivers for the next few weeks, and when we've finished, we're going to compile all those tests together so that you can compare machines, and there won't be a winner because they're different machines for different tasks. But if you're a jobbing tradesman, kitchen fitter, jobbing builder, plumber, electrician, then I reckon this is a pretty good machine for you. I'm Roger Bisbee, thanks very much for watching, and come back and see us soon, because we've got lots more coming up, not just impact drivers. We're not selling our soul to impact drivers, we've got other things in the pipeline as well. So if you become a subscriber, we keep you up to date with all the new videos coming out. They won't all be for you, but hopefully some of them will be.